So most marketing attribution is done wrong, and it's quietly costing companies thousands every month. My name is Jan Ragnerud, and over the last 15 plus years, we've worked with organizations where shifting just 10 to 20% of budget based on better attribution increased pipeline and reduced acquisition costs within weeks. And in this video, I'll show you exactly why most attribution fails and what's actually happening behind the scenes, and a simple system you can use to fix it and make better budget decisions, and starting just this week. And also a big disclaimer here, we have developed our own attribution and revenue intelligence tool, and happy to share that with you. You can access it by getting a demo below. Just go ahead and click the link and I'll hook you up. Okay, most people think attribution is a report, something that you check like Google Analytics or your ad platform to see what's working, but that's not what it is. Attribution is a decision system. It's how you assign credit to the interactions that lead to a conversion, and that decision directly impacts where you spend your money next. So for example, if someone clicks a Facebook ads, leaves, comes back through, let's say, Google search, and then ultimately converts to a sale from an email, who gets the credit? Most companies default to last click, which means the email gets 100% of the credit, even though the ad started the relationship. And that's where things begin to break. And there are a few common ways people try to solve this. Single touch models like first click or last click, which are simple but usually misleading. Multi-touch models like linear or time decay that spread credit across the timeline, across the journey. And we also have algorithmic models that try to assign credit based on data. But here's the real issue. The model itself isn't actually the problem. The problem is treating the model as truth. Every attribution model is just what we call a lens. And when you change the model, different channels suddenly look like the winners. Like last click makes bottom funnel channels like email and retargeting look incredible. Multi-touch starts giving credit to awareness and mid-funnel content. And algorithmic models shift things again depending on the data. So companies end up making budget decisions based on whichever model they're using instead of what's actually driving results. So the shift is simple but powerful. Stop asking which model is right and start asking how different models compare against the reality. So here's the system. Run two models in parallel, for example, last click and a position-based or multi-touch model. Then compare how the credit shifts and identify which channel is gaining or losing influence. Then reallocate 10 to 20% of your budget toward the channels that show more impact in, let's say, the multi-touch view there. Not all of it, just enough to test. And finally, validate it with real experiments like geo holdouts, audience splits, or temporarily reducing spend in the channel to measure actual lift. Because now you're not guessing. You're actually measuring real impact. And in longer B2B sales cycle, this almost always reveals that top of funnel channels like content, paid social, and organic are doing far more work than they're getting credit for. While email and direct traffic are often just capturing demand, not creating it. And even in shorter funnels where last click can still be useful, shifting some budget here into prospecting and measuring the impact often uncovers new growth opportunities. And the key idea here is that attribution is not a static answer. It's a feedback loop where you test, you measure, and you adjust over time so your budget gets smarter. You're teaching your systems essentially. So if you want a simple starting point, do this. Export your last 30 days of conversions, compare two attribution models, and look at how the story changes. That alone will show you where you're likely underinvesting. And if you want help turning this into a a real system where you can actually see what marketing drives the revenue across the different channels, not just clicks and conversions here, guys and gals. Well, that's exactly what we do. There's a link below to a short strategy session where we map this directly to your funnel and show you where the opportunities are. And again, we have developed, as I mentioned at the top of the video, a custom software tool that allows you to do this very, very easily. I want to thank you for watching here today, and I'll talk to you soon.